Karen's on. And we're live on the YouTube. And we're 30 seconds away from going live on the radio.
Not the radio.
That's when we start.
That's
our
how you confuse
spiel.
everybody.
Oh, it's nice now. The wind has died down. Rhonda, help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda.
Do you understand how
help
wind
me,
works?
Rhonda.
It
What?
blows and that it ebb and flows. It
Ebb and flows.
didn't really die
All right,
down.
quiet down. We're
Just-
starting. You ready? In 3. Wait. Don't start yet. Wait, let's see. This is called episode. This is behind the scenes, everybody. We haven't really started the radio show yet. Episode 52. We'll put that there. Going live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 52 of Beach Talk Radio. This is Saturday, April the 20th, 2019, Easter Eve. My name is Ed Ryan, and with me is the Easter Bunny, Kim Ryan.
I have an Easter Bunny story for later.
We are live from Pete's Time Out in Times Square on Fort Myers Beach. And, of course, we want to say hello to everybody listening to us on the Florida Podcast Network.
And across the world.
Across the globe. We are global now. You can listen to us on ham radios and shortwave radios in Zimbabwe. In addition to coming to you on Facebook, you can listen on iHeartRadio, Spotify,
Whoa.
Spreaker, Apple Podcasts,
Those
iTunes,
birds are huge.
the Pocket Cast app, beachtalkradio.com, or we encourage you to download our free app. Yes, we have our own app. It's called the Beach Talk Radio app. So you go to the Apple Store and you search Beach Talk Radio, and you'll find our app, and you can put it on your phone, and all the episodes are there for you to listen to. If you want to go back and listen to the Tom Torgerson episode, or if you want to go back and listen to the Bobak and Gore tapes, which is still the most popular audio that we've ever done, they're on there. All of the audio is on there, and I can't believe it's been 52 episodes, and we're still married.
I can't believe it's been 25 years and we're
That's
still
right,
married.
25 years. And you're in charge of the celebration this year. What have you come up with so far?
I was thinking Hawaii.
Hawaii. Wow. Can we do a show from Hawaii?
We could.
Do
but
they have
we'll
Wi-Fi in
probably-
Hawaii?
Yes, I'm certain that they do. But we'll probably do something local.
Yeah,
You know
right.
how I
Oh,
am.
so you're thinking about Hawaii, but we're going to wind up in
Thinking
Lehigh.
about it. There's nothing wrong with Lehigh, but
No, but it's
we're-
not Hawaii.
it is not Hawaii. No.
So a couple of quick things, and we have so much to talk about today, and we have great guests lined up, but a couple of quick things I want to, I like to get up early in the morning, and this morning on my way.
you like to get up at night.
And on my way to Around the Clock, I was going down Alico this morning on the way to Around the Clock Fitness on 41, and it's dark out at 4:15.
Are you plugging them now?
No. I just want to tell you the story.
Okay.
It's just seemed strange to me that there was a motorcycle parked in the bike lane on Alico in total darkness. It really freaked me out because if I wasn't really paying attention, I would have taken it out. It had no lights on it. There was nobody there. It didn't have one of those red stickers that you see that people put on the vehicle. Now I'm thinking maybe he's in the woods taking a leak or something like that.
Well, maybe it broke down.
But do you leave a bike like that
Well, what are
without
you
any
gonna
kind of it just somebody was gonna hit it. There's no doubt. And then as I come to the beach and I park and I start running toward, I run a couple of miles down toward the 7-Eleven there, whatever it is on the other side of the bridge, and there's a scooter parked on the sidewalk, just sitting there, no lights on. So it's weird. It's like it's mating season for the alligators. You see them all over the place now. Did you
Yeah.
know that?
Yeah.
And all of a
What's that
sudden,
got to do
I
with
have
the
no idea, but
scooters?
you see scooters and motorbikes and bicycles. And by the way, speaking
Maybe
of bicycles,
people need AAA.
by the way, speaking of bicycles, and wow, we already have, look at all those listeners and viewers we have
Hey,
out
everybody.
there. Yeah. And Ray Murphy's joined. Speaking of Ray Murphy,
Yes,
I
I-
needed to say something about Ray. Did you
Well,
watch? Go ahead. You can go first.
No,
Ladies
I need
first.
Ray to get, I was going to get in touch with Ray because I was watching the town council meeting and they had those guys present from the Florida Watermen. I want to get that correct. I want to have them on the show because there was some great information that they were presenting to the town council that I think would lend itself well to the show.
Okay.
So
Ray, call the wife.
Yeah.
What's your number? Give out your number.
No.
Come on. All right.
You
So
have his
the other thing
contact
was
number.
like I looked at the council meeting on Monday and I saw Ray in a suit and I was like, wow, he cleans
Very-
up nice, Ray. Usually just see him walking around with his dog and his shorts and his shirt off or his tank top, and there he was in a suit. I wonder how many
Very
suits he owns.
respectable.
Yeah.
Very
It looked great
respectable.
there. So, and I have to tell you, the council meetings are so well organized and like well-oiled machines. It's nothing to. It's a bit boring now.
No, well, I noticed.
To me, it is.
I thought it was actually quite interesting.
You
And
did?
I did, and I know that they have a new button system. I guess when they vote on stuff.
I know
so
that thing's
was-
got to go because
No,
you
I
can't
think
really
that's
see
great.
because it's like a comedy of errors with the button system.
Well,
it seems like it
it's-
never
it's
works,
new.
and they have to reset it.
No,
If now they've
It's
already
just
cut
new.
down the amount of time that the meetings take, like they're under 3 hours. I think that's what one of their goals, and it would be 2.5 hours if they could figure out the system with the
it was
buttons.
not that big of a deal, dear.
Well,
and they'll
you
get it
watched one
straightened out.
meeting.
I did.
That's it. It's been going on now since. I mean, I like to hear them vote. Why do they? Is it that hard that they have to press
No, I think
buttons
they're
to
going to
vote on it?
do. I think they're going to do both.
Oh, they're going to do a voice vote, and so what's the purpose of putting in
I
the
don't know.
electronic voting?
I don't know. Ask Ray. Maybe Ray can chime
We'll
in.
ask our special guest next week. The mayor
That's right.
will be on next week. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to ask everybody, I posted it on the Facebook, and I wanted to ask everybody if you have any election signs, one-sided election signs left sitting around. I mean, they're not good anymore unless Dan has his, because we know he's going to run again. That I could use some one-sided election signs. I need them for something, for a project. But if you
Please,
see,
Are you building something?
no, I'm not
Oh,
building anything.
okay.
I used 4 of them on this thing I built down here that you can't see on the Facebook. But the other thing was that if you don't have signs and you see Bo Barino, you can just ask him to give you back the ones he stole during the election that he took off everyone's yard of all the other candidates, and that I can use those. Nothing.
Nope.
Not going for it.
Not touching it.
All right, so
touching it.
I'll get that out of the way. By the way, all the guests today are brought to you by Ed Ryan, not Kim Ryan. Another week where she didn't line up any guests for the show. And Friday afternoon, by the way, she had Good Friday off, and Ed Ryan didn't. She had Good Friday off, and I said, how many guests have you lined up for the show? And she said, oh, wait, none. Who's on the show tomorrow? Nice job, dear.
Dear, I have other responsibilities for which you don't have. And on Friday, who did we go see?
We went to see Gene. We do have to do a Gene update. Do you
Yep.
want to do it now, or do you want to do
It's
it
up to you.
at the end of the show? Well, it looks like Megan is she ready? Yes, Megan's go. So we're ready to go. So we are going to save the Gene update for the end. That's called like
right.
teasing it.
Are we going to let her sit in the middle?
No, you're going to sit in the middle. Why do we go through these things at the
I don't
beginning of the show and then you don't pay
know.
attention? Ladies and gentlemen, Megan.
Good morning.
Megan, how do you
Good
say your
morning.
last name so I don't botch it?
That's okay. Zelenak.
Zelenak.
Just
I know
like
I
it's
tried.
spelled.
I tried it
It's
a few times last week.
Beyonce. You're the one
It
that
is?
Prince. She's just a one name.
How is
Just-
it like Beyonce?
Because you just go by the one name.
Megan.
Yes.
It's got to be longer than
everybody
that, though.
just goes by Z.
There you
I
go.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
so Z, you're here to tell us about the Taste of Fort Myers Beach.
Yes.
Somehow, how did you become the chairman of the
How did I
committee?
get roped into this? 24th annual Taste of the Beach. I've actually been involved with the event for about 5 years. I started it just as a chamber ambassador volunteer and have kind of evolved through the whole event as it has evolved. And it's one of my favorite events. I love it because it's right after season. Everybody's kind of poking their heads out. The restaurants have a chance to breathe. And it gives everybody a chance to kind of come back together after season and have a good time. We have a really cool server competition that goes on. So all the restaurants kind of go against each other and do an obstacle course. And
An obstacle course. There you go.
a lot of good rivalry that goes on between the food dishes and the server competition. So it's fun.
Nothing against the people that come down to visit the beach because I know it brings a lot of money, but I really like it when it gets like this. And then you see all the regulars all the time and we all get to hang out. And I think people watch the show more
Mhm.
because there's less to do. So, and then we get these other events that we're building up in the summertime and,
Mhm.
the events one weekend after another where, you're trying to bring more business down to the beach when,
Yeah.
it's not in season, when it's pretty much easy.
Yeah,
to
that's
make money.
true. I mean, it means so much to our staff here on the island to have that business on those off times. This just gives them a nice break. They've worked so hard through season. And like I said, it's fun camaraderie. We have some great new restaurants on the beach, and they've kind of jumped right in and wanted to be part of it. So we've got, some real
We have two special guest hosts filling in for the wife. It takes two hosts.
to
fill in for Kimmy.
Kim.
I love to eat, and I
Yes.
especially love seafood, and I wouldn't miss it for any other thing than our daughter is moving, and I am driving
She
the
feels
moving
like
truck.
she feels like she needs to be in charge of the move for some reason. Our daughter is not 12; she's
I
going to be
know,
22. But
It's
you
still
need
the
to.
mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
You
Well,
know?
are you going to do it?
No, I
All
think
right.
she
He
and her
wants to go
boyfriend,
eat.
He
Her and her-
does. I know.
her and her boyfriend should be able to do it themselves.
They have
It's called
vehicles.
growing up.
They have vehicles to drive.
We all have issues, dear.
Yeah,
My
well,
issue is
you-
dealing with you every day.
Please.
So
Please.
before we get to more specifics about that, the
Sure.
big question is, how's the wedding coming along?
Oh, that is a good question.
Thank you.
Wow. We are actually today 2 months out. So
Wow.
we are close.
And it's going to be in Key West or in the Keys?
Marathon, actually.
Very nice.
Yeah, we're really excited. And, those confirmations are coming in. I just can't wait to spend the weekend with our family. And I know I'm excited. I guess I can't speak for Dan, but I'd assume he is.
He's
Right.
looking thrilled.
And for those of you that don't know, Megan's marrying Dan Allers because he's running for election and she
Yes.
loves to be married to a politician.
That is the only reason. Yes.
I'm surprised you're still getting married after going through the election process.
And to get ready to gear up for it next year
Right,
too.
right.
So no, we're really excited. It's an exciting time for us, and
How hard is it to plan a wedding at a remote location?
it's been a challenge.
Okay.
The good part about it is it's not so far away that we've been able to go down and have some fun visits along the way while
Well,
we plan. So
yeah. Gives you an
Yeah.
excuse to get over there, right?
Exactly,
Set things
exactly.
up.
All right. So now that we got the wedding question out of, oh, by the way, is there a place people can give you gifts or something? You have something online
we
where,
always love gifts.
yeah, or
you
just
know? I
can we?
mean,
Should we
What's
start?
your gift registry?
Should we start a Kickstarter for you or something like that? You know what that is, dear?
I do.
All right.
And actually, we do not have a registry. You know,
What?
No.
we've been together for so long. We have all the stuff we need.
Dan,
It's
you've been
just-
together so long. You don't need
Yeah,
any
you
gifts.
know.
All right. So we got the Taste of Fort Myers Beach, which
Yes.
is the 5th of May. It's a Sunday.
It is. It's the Sunday. It's always the first Sunday in May. 24th annual this year.
Wow.
And since about 2013, the event's been here on Old San Carlos Boulevard. Right now, we have over 16 restaurants and over 15 vendors that are coming out. We've changed it up a little bit this year. I'm pretty excited. We have a shaded beer garden
Whoa.
Nice.
with extra seating, some extra shade.
Was it a sunny beer garden last year? Is that
It
the
was
change?
not enough shade last
Or
year.
not enough beer?
Yeah, well, depending on the perspective, Ed.
So I think I read in one of the papers that they're still looking for restaurants and volunteers.
Yes,
Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. We are still
Thank
looking
you.
for more restaurants. We are happy to have anybody that would like to come down and join us. They just put out a couple of their signature dishes. We have a panel of celebrity judges that will be judging blindly those dishes.
Did you tell Jackie yet that you're not going?
I didn't.
Well, she's sitting right over there. You can go tell her and make her cry.
We'll,
I
we'll,
know.
we'll ease her
It's
into
okay.
it later. It's okay.
So what is the cost to get in?
Cost to get in is a $5 donation.
Wow.
Food tickets are $1. We encourage our restaurants to do their dishes between $3 and $5 to keep it reasonable for everybody. And what they come out with is just amazing food
Yeah.
all day long. It's really, really a fun event.
Awesome. And so all the restaurants on the beach participate, or
Quite a few of them. So this
do you have
year,
a list of some?
I do. Let me see if I can rattle it off here. But
well, you
we've
brought
got
a sheet of paper,
I
but you haven't
did,
read from it at
but
all
I'm
right
gonna
now.
try to
Look
go
at
from
that.
here.
She's a professional.
Coast, the
You
new
got- are you
restaurant.
going to
at
remember
Diamond
your
Head.
wedding vows like that too, or do you have to
No,
read them off a sheet
not
of
at
paper?
all,
Is
I'm
Dan,
not.
if I asked when Dan comes on, if I asked him his wedding vows now, would he be able to say them?
He would say, I have to put together wedding vows.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
And you
just
can
like
ask
you
him, and
did.
I guarantee he will say that.
nice.
What
What are yours going to be? Do you know what yours is going to be?
Haven't even thought
Are
about
you
it.
bringing the dog with you?
I would love to, but I don't think it's going to be feasible.
They have
for
a
that
12-year-old
weekend.
black
I
lab.
know.
It's
Yeah.
awesome looking dog.
He
there.
is in
But
great
you know,
shape.
Rudy's the life of the party. So
Yeah.
if any dog should be at a wedding, it
And
should be Rudy.
Rudy's got better teeth than Gene. He's got new teeth, brand new teeth.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Bank. for teeth for
after
a
all
dog.
the tooth pulling, we couldn't afford doggy dentures.
You
so,
see,
you know.
For me, I think that if I had to decide on the money or the teeth, I'd be afraid. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't pay that kind of money for teeth. I wouldn't pay it for Katie, not that dog.
We've paid to get the dog's teeth clean.
How much was that?
$200.
That's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
why can't you just hold the dog down and brush the dog's teeth?
Well, you try that.
you're supposed to do that, but it
So
doesn't
then
work
why
out
does
that
it cost $300 to
because
brush
you're
a
not
dog's
able
teeth?
to brush their teeth, so they have to be knocked out, and it's the anesthesia you're paying
Yeah.
for.
like for Rudy, he's a 100-pound dog, so
Right.
that's a lot of anesthesia. So
And there's a lot of
so the dogs. What are you looking at? You all right? So the dog's got false teeth, or are they real teeth?
no, he now looks like a homeless dog on the beach.
know.
He's got no teeth.
Oh, they pull the
that's
teeth
Katie.
out.
Yeah,
That's
they
Katie
pull
Oh,
the
too.
teeth
Yeah,
okay.
no, Katie's
Wow. I
just
don't.
got some on the bottom. It's ridiculous.
I don't think I could watch my dog being knocked out, like laying there, like looking like the dog's dead. I just.
That's because you're a baby. When
I
it
am a
comes to
baby. When
stuff
it,
like
yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
I don't stick around for that part.
No.
He gets dropped
Just-
off and picked up.
Okay,
and,
good,
yeah.
good plan. All right, so back to Taste
to
of
the
Fort Myers
restaurants.
Beach. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so-
list the restaurants.
go right ahead.
Yeah, let's
Megan.
talk about some of these restaurants. Coast at Diamond Head, new restaurant down there. Ray's over here at Pink Shell, brand new restaurant just opened. They're
Speaking
joining
of Diamond
us.
Head, how was the boat kickoff the other night? You guys went to the boat race
We did.
kickoff, and it was awesome,
It was
right?
amazing.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. The amount of people that came out that are excited for that event is extraordinary.
You really need medicine for your ADD. You cannot stay on one topic. Let her.
Well,
Tell the
sometimes she
restaurants. makes
a nice segue into another topic. I think people get bored when you
Hold it-
talk about the same
Hold
thing.
it in your head. Hold it in your working memory,
I need
and
to
then
write it down.
express it when she's done.
Express yourself.
Impulsive.
Ugh.
And the third restaurant
Here we
is
Oh gosh, we got a ton more. Doc Ford's, Dixie Fish, Yucatan, Nervous Nellies, Bayfront Bistro, Castaways, The Whale.
you're not doing them alphabetically, Megan.
I know I'm not.
So
I thought you were doing a
picky.
great
Perkins.
job.
Even Perkins is
Wow.
joining us this year.
Doc
So-
Ford's isn't well. Doc Ford's and Perkins aren't technically on the beach, so
That's okay. They're members of the chamber.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
any of the chamber member restaurants are welcome to join us. If they are not a chamber member, they're welcome to join us, and we'll give them a discount on their membership. So we're open to all and any offers to come join us.
what does it cost for a membership to the chamber?
It varies actually by the type of business.
Okay.
They have like several different levels. That's one for our chamber
Sure.
president. I won't
yeah.
get too
And you
far
brought a
into
whole
that.
crew, just so John Lalo knows, the owner of Peach Time
I
Out.
know. Look at that.
You brought a whole crew
I have
down,
a
2
fan
tables
club.
full, 2
I know,
tables
it's
full.
pretty
Very nice.
exciting.
See, that's how we judge our guests, by how many people they bring down to spend food at
That
Pete's.
is not true.
That's how he judges our worth. And back to Megan's listing of the restaurant.
A couple other things to note, though. I mean, we have live music going all day. We're actually going to have 2 stages,
Wow.
live music all day.
Who's playing?
We have various different bands. One is a 5-piece. They're called the Romantics. They're a 5-piece
I've heard of the Romantics.
Herb Alpert style band. And they do like a lot
Different
of fun,
than what you're thinking.
upbeat
Oh.
jazz, upbeat.
Can you name a
musical.
song by the Romantics?
I cannot.
My
that's a different-
Sharona.
That's
Isn't that the
different
Romantics?
That's
Well,
a different.
I don't think you can take the name of a different band, can you? Is it
Well, I
called
don't
the
think
Romantics?
it's trademarked or
A
I
name
don't
of a
think they
band?
do.
Would you be able to call your band the Rolling Stones? Probably not, dear.
I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know
if
the
you spelled it with a
technicalities.
Z.
I don't think so. I think that you'd be in trademark court right there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. So we have 2 bands. We have a beer
Mhm.
garden under the sun. Under the sun. Or in the
in the
shade.
shade.
I was going to say
Under
it's going
a
to be
tent.
hot then, isn't it? But
And
you
I
never
hear
know.
I hear you guys are broadcasting.
We're
that
going to be,
morning
well, I'm going to be there with 2 special guest hosts.
with your 2 stand-ins.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll wait till next week to announce
Okay.
who they're going to be.
So
And-
the event itself, so people know, 11 to 4.
That was my question.
We do the awards ceremony at 4 p.m.
And the awards are going for
We have several different categories: best appetizer, best surf, best turf, best chicken dish, best dessert, best decorated booth. We always encourage them to get decorated out there, and the People's Choice voting, which Lee County Board of Elections comes out and helps us with that. They set up a voting booth.
nice.
People can put their ballots in for their favorite.
There's a lot of prizes. What will the prizes be? They're not going to be like
Or the
food-
awards?
They get a very, very lovely plaque and bragging rights
Nice.
against the other restaurants.
Nice.
So.
So, are there any other booths, or is it all food?
No, actually, we have quite a few vendors, and it's a variety of, all different kinds of specialties that come out. Some of it is just local businesses around. Some of it is, jewelry. Some
Craft
of it is goods
stuff.
that they
Okay.
make, whatever the case. This will be kind of mixed together, which is kind of nice for everybody. Everybody gets to see everything then.
Awesome. Did we
Nice.
miss anything?
I don't believe so. I think we're in good shape. If restaurants want to join, just contact the chamber. We'll be happy to get you an application and come out and test out everything. You guys are going to enjoy it. So.
Awesome.
I'm gonna.
Any other questions for Megan?
I would like to know. Well, could you bring me a to-go box?
No. Well, if you're not going to be here, you're
I will bring you a
You're
to-go
S-
box. Kim.
OL. All right, Megan. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll
Thank
let you go
guys for
back to your
having me.
table. I know you're eating breakfast, and
I
we
think you have
appreciate you.
jam up yet.
I think
Yeah.
Rudy wants some bacon.
Yeah, Rudy's
Rudy always
Rudy's the
wants bacon.
Rudy's the
be-
lab. This is
he-
a very dog-friendly beach, which
It
is
is.
nice.
He might need it ground up though, with
Yeah.
the teeth issue.
We
Bacon's
even
hard.
had to start making his own dog treats to get healthier stuff into him and a little more dog toothless friendly.
pureed, all pureed dog food for Rudy.
Big hand for Megan,
All right,
everybody.
guys,
thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, so that's going to be the Taste of Fort Myers Beach, which is Sunday, May the 5th. Oh, there's a delayed reaction there from her fan base, which includes Jackie, the president of the chamber, and the whole crew over there.
Yes.
See, what I don't understand, like that event is a huge event. How you doing? Good, good. That event is a huge event for the beach, but they still have to pay for a permit.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like they have to go before the council and pay for a permit. It doesn't make why? I mean, that should be like free, and the council should be down there, and they should have their own table. Hey, Judy, how are you? And the council should have their own
Hi.
table. And what you were going to say something?
No, well, Jackie went before the council
saw her,
to
yes.
ask for
Some leniency. It
some
was like,
leniency with the utilities, I believe. And
come on,
I think she got a little bit. I'm not sure.
it doesn't make any sense to me.
Listen,
I need
guess-
some explanation for that. It's like the government. Why do you need $180 permit
Listen,
fee?
I think if they're raising money, that I ask Ray, ask
Some things just don't make any sense to
ask
me.
Jackie.
I'm sure there's a wreason for it, but it didn't. It just wait a second. You have to
everybody
pay.
can't-
You shouldn't have to pay anything. It's the Chamber of Commerce. It's not Beach Talk Radio
But I
trying
don't-
to
I
hold an
think
event to raise money.
The
That's what I
issue
need to
is,
get.
I don't think it's a not. It's
It's a non-profit, but the chamber's a non-profit organization. It's not like she's putting money in her back pocket and buying toys with it. So explain it to me, wife. I don't get it. Did you hear that the Mueller report is out?
I did.
Did you
I
read
heard
it?
it's really redacted though.
I don't know. It sounds like most of it came out, and he's a goofball. Did you know that Trump was a kind of a goofball?
Oh,
All right, so let's give everybody a Gene update.
okay.
We went to see Gene at.
Beach walk.
It's not really called Beach Walk. It's called
Called
something
Thrive.
else. Thrive at Beach Walk, and it's in like a gigantic development.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely place.
It is.
He's on the second floor in room 217. He's staying in a room that's very nice. His bed is too high.
His bed is a little high.
Like his bed is higher than most normal beds.
Yeah.
So I didn't quite get that part of it. Like, why is his bed so high? Like, why would an 82-year-old man have a bed like that's up to his chest?
Well,
is
you're
that like to try and get him to
exaggerating a little bit.
do dips?
I mean, it's a little easier. You don't want something that's too low because it's very hard if you have any issues with your knees or your hips to get in and out of something that's too low, especially that a bed obviously doesn't have arms that you can push up on it like a chair does.
Uh-huh.
But you don't want something that's too high because it's hard to get into. But
I
you
would
can
think the
slide
lower
out
the
of it.
better. Like,
No,
you just
not
wanna-
the lower the better. You want an even.
I would say
Height.
lower is better because if you need to roll to the john, you just roll right off the bed to the john or something. But
What
if
do you mean?
roll off a bed like that, you're getting a concussion. It's so high.
It's not, you make it sound like he's going to get a nosebleed
So,
from the height of it.
We went to see him yesterday at the Riverwalk and took him to lunch.
Beach.
Beach Walk, Riverwalk. Where's Riverwalk? I don't know. Isn't that some kind of jig dance, a Riverwalk? Is
That's
that
the river dance.
Oh, the river
Please
dance,
just Move
sorry.
on.
all right? So we
Oh.
wheeled them down to lunch.
Yes, they had a
And-
great lunch. The staff at
Very
Thrive
nice,
was
yeah.
very nice,
Yeah.
very accommodating.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a fight that kind of broke out between a couple of
Yeah.
residents.
Yeah. Well,
Over-
not a fist fight.
No,
but-
no, 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 no. It
Can
was
you
a
see that?
verbal thing. She was very upset that someone was sitting at her table, and they don't have assigned tables, but she was fit to be tied.
So they started ramming their wheelchairs
No,
into
they
each other.
didn't.
And it was bumper
They did,
cars.
but there was a lot. There was yelling. There was.
What was she saying? Like, how do
That's
you?
my table. They're at my table.
I think that you should be able to reserve a table because, like, when Gene came down here, this was his table.
Yep.
And people knew that. It's like he would just sit there and stare through you if you were sitting at his table at 7:30 in the morning.
He
So
would not. And
But
the
he-
people were very nice.
he didn't claim a table there. So we
And
had
we're gonna go back. When are we gonna go back?
at happy hour.
Yep. They
You have
have
a
a
happy
happy
hour.
hour
Yeah.
there
You
on
get
a Friday.
beer and wine.
Or soda
So
for me.
check this out, people. So we go and we had to force him to eat because for some reason he's not eating.
Well-
So he doesn't want to eat, or he never was a big eater to begin with, but he needs the food.
We did not force him to
We
eat.
kind of force him to
No,
eat.
we encouraged him.
All right, whatever. You can call it whatever you want to call it. So we encouraged him to eat, and you chopped up his food and things like that, which was very nice of you. And then the lady's like, Gene, would you want some ice cream with a? They serve ice cream with a brownie as dessert. And he's like, no. And Kim's like, yeah, you probably should have the ice cream and the brownie. He's like, no, I don't think so. And she's like, yes, you need it for your energy. Which really, what guys, you know what I'm talking about. That's like subliminal message. Go out and buy ice cream and brownies, which is exactly what happened when it arrived. You
he
ate
would
it.
only eat it if I ate a piece of it.
Oh, when you?
So-
Okay, yeah, sure. Who said that? You said that, or he,
He
said,
said that.
I can't
and
remember
he
really.
ate, but he ate all of it once he got going. He ate it, which was good.
Yeah.
Which was
So
good.
we encourage people to go see him because
Yeah.
visitors are encouraged and allowed.
it occurred to me that a place like that, it would be a great marriage between a facility like that is assisted living facility. So there's all different levels of individuals there that require a certain level of care, but there's lots of people that are independently living, and a daycare, because what people miss is seeing kids and seeing youth. And I've heard of those that they do dual thing where the staff can bring their kids and they have a small daycare there, and then they can wheel the kids through for the adults to see them and have that interaction.
Do you think they really want to
foster
see the kids?
grandparents. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I look at that
Yes.
wind. Though it's pretty windy here. That's
It
a
is.
real wind right there.
But I
But-
would love for them to do something like that because it would benefit the staff, would have a place for
I think
daycare
what
for their kids.
I had a better idea. I think that if kids get in trouble, let's say they're 12 or 13, 11, 12 or 13, and they get caught vaping or something like that, you're not going to send them to prison or anything like that, right? You should send them to
No.
a river walk or a beach walk and let the older people throw dodgeballs at them. Not in their head, but the older people. Now that would be fun for the older people.
That
And the
is
kids would learn.
that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
I think everybody wins in that situation. The parents get a kick out of it. The old people get a kick out of it. And the kids learn their lesson. No vaping. Or you're going to
Listen,
the old folks home to get dodged.
Somebody's going to get their shoulder hurt. No.
Who is? We'll put the dodgeballs in little air guns.
Oh my, please.
Well, I think that there's probably some older people that would like to see younger kids, but
Yeah.
not all of them.
Well, you wouldn't
I think some-
force people to interact with the children, but
So
I
there'd
think,
be like a special time.
yeah, like before nap time, they have these big wagons that they put all the kids in and take them for a
Nap
walk.
time for the kids or the older people?
Either one. Either.
No idea. All right. So everyone
Moving
can go
on.
see Gene if they want to go see Gene. By the way, if you missed the first part of the show, I need some election signs, one-sided election signs.
What
for
are
a
you
project
doing
I'm
with
working
them?
on. I can't tell you. It's a secret. Our anniversary is coming up. And if you don't have them, maybe, you can scoop some up.
You better not be making something for me out of plastic for our anniversary.
I wanted to talk about an idea I had about the Little League down here. See what you think.
That's a segue.
No, I know. Well, we're waiting for Jan to show up, right? Is Jan here? I know she was on a wheelie cart the last time she was here, but we're going to
I
talk
don't
about
think
the film
she's-
festival, right?
No.
The film festival. That's your thing.
International film.
You're all about the films and the
Art and culture.
art and culture and
Yes.
museums. I don't even
You're
ever think.
completely uncultured.
I don't even think I've ever been in a museum, like a real museum.
You haven't gone to anything in Washington D.C.
Mm-mm.
You're such a historical
No.
historian.
I didn't. I went to like when we were at the.
You never went to the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Oh no, I've been to that. That's
Good
not really
Lord.
a museum. Come
Well,
on, it's been a long time, by the way. So my idea for the Little League is, let's say you and I call the Red Sox, and we get for spring training next year, and we get like 2 Red Sox, and ask them if we can get them to come down to the
like
church.
2 Red Sox players or 2
Players.
Red
No,
Sox?
all right, you're trying to be funny. It's not going over well. But so we asked them
Please,
to borrow
dodgeball.
2. You love that idea.
No.
Everybody loves dodgeball, though. That's what we should do. We should get old council members and new council members on Fort Myers Beach and do dodgeball on the beach.
I think paintball
People would-
is better.
Not for Ray. That'll hurt. It'll hurt
Oh,
Ray.
no, not the gentle ones.
No, there's no such thing. But I think you could square
Water
off.
balloons.
I think you could square off a nice little court. Hey, Jim, you could square off a nice little
Good
court on
morning.
the beach and just have Bobarino on one side with
Oh,
Tracy
you-
Gore and some of the older.
I need to get my iced tea. Keep going.
All right. So my idea is we try and make contact with 2 Red Sox and have them, because the Fort Myers Beach Little League is always doing things to raise money, because every Little League needs to raise money. We have connections, right? So we have them come down and let's say I don't know when it is, spring training is I don't know, February, whenever they come down, and we do our 80th show at the Beach Baptist Church.
Okay.
And we charge $25 for a show, and we interview the Red Sox. Now, I know I might have to get a guest host because you don't know a lot about baseball.
Hey,
You don't.
you're turning it the wrong way. You don't know a lot about cameras.
Oh, stop. So then stop interrupting my thought. I'll forget the whole idea.
Ugh.
So we have the show at the
ADD
Beach
people.
Baptist, right? And we charge $25 for the kids to come down and see the baseball players. But after the show, we do the show for an hour. After the show, they sign autographs for all the kids. The kids get to ask them questions about baseball. It'd be like a day of their life. We're making a day for their, and then all that money that was raised goes to the Little League. What do you think of that?
I think
You
you're
can't
asking,
criticize that. If not,
No.
we'll just erupt into a game of dodgeball.
No, I think you're asking the people who you're trying to benefit to pay.
Well,
So
the parents, yeah, obviously you want the kids there, but I still think they would pay to see the Red Sox and for the kids. Like the kids would be the ones in the seats. The parents would have to stand up on the side. They wouldn't be allowed to ask
And-
questions. That has to be about the kids. What do you think?
I have to put that in my reserve. I got to think about it.
Well,
I
we
think
could.
25 is a lot.
Well, I mean, it depends on how much Shannon wants to raise for the Little League,
No,
right?
it depends. Yeah, and you want a price that people
I
can
think-
comfortably pay.
I think people on the beach have money. They'll pay for it.
Oh my!
Maybe 25 is
Lord.
too low. Have you seen some of these buildings down here? You know how much it is to cost a house? These people have money.
The house?
We ain't living down here, woman.
No.
We're living far away. So the other thing that we wanted, where is Jan?
I don't know.
So
Shall I peruse the?
no.
crowd?
Jackie will tell us if she sees Jan. Well, we'll see her on a little wheelie cart, right?
I
Is she still on
don't
the
think
wheelie
she's
cart?
still going to be.
Yeah,
on the
Jan
wheelie
Fleming.
cart.
Is she in the house? And the other thing I wanted to talk about, I was hoping to save this until the end, was the because it's
You have to be
fascinating.
flexible. You keep messing this
It's
up.
the wind. The wind is blowing it. The column that I wrote for my other job, the
Uh-huh.
Podcast Business Journal, was about burnout, and I wanted to talk about that toward the end of the show because it's generated a lot of negative vibes toward me, like people.
Well,
were,
That's
yeah, it
easy
was.
to do.
My feelings were. If I had feelings, it'd be hurt after what I wrote then. So
Well, you were a little too rude.
I didn't want to be.
I think
wanted
someone
to be
needs to
honest
edit
with
your
people.
work.
I think I am going to save that until the end, and I'm going to
Okay.
bring Dan Allers on
Okay.
because we were gonna have Dan toward the end, but maybe we'll just swap Dan in for Jan. Dan for Jan.
Dan for Jan.
So why don't you give me the mic and go get Dan, and then you can find your guests. Of course, my guests always show up. Dan Allers, ladies and gentlemen, is going to join us now live from Pete's Timeout on Fort Myers Beach. Dan is the other half of the Dan and Megan connection. Dan, how are you?
I'm good, Ed. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. We appreciate you coming down and
Yeah,
bringing the
thanks for having
dog and bringing the whole 2, 3. Oh, look at that now, Lalo. 3 tables full of people down here to see you and the family.
They came here to see Rudy. Who are you kidding?
Yeah, Rudy the dog, the big black lab. So
Yeah.
how are things going?
Good, good. We're busy. We got quite a.
You're perfect right there. Go ahead.
All right, we good?
So yeah, you're
All right.
getting your first last weekend. We were trying to have you guys on, but you're getting.
Yeah, we had to do a little reconnaissance mission, if you will, down in Marathon for the wedding. Find some places for people to do, and so we were down there doing that. We had a good time. We had some good places we picked out, so hopefully everybody enjoys it.
Oh, you didn't know at the time where you were going to get married?
No, we knew where,
Oh, okay.
but like after the reception, and then because it's going to be kind of a weekend event, we wanted
Sure.
to find some places and things to do for people on Saturday. So we found a couple good spots, a couple good things to do.
Now, Megan said you've already written your vows out and that you're totally willing to share them on the air with us now. So what are your vows going to be to Megan?
Well, I would say that if you want me to recite them, you may not be on the air. So
What? I don't think I understand
just
that. What do you
kidding.
mean by that?
no, we haven't. I do have some things written down, but I think I should save.
Oh,
those.
you do?
Sure,
Look at
sure.
you. Look
Yeah,
at you.
you got to be prepared, right?
So marathon.
Yeah.
And big wedding? Got a lot of
No,
people
very
going?
small, very small. We're trying to keep it as small as possible. I've never been one for real big weddings, so I've never been married. Megan's been married once.
It's Megan, not Mary.
Well, Megan, Mary, we're getting married. Megan's going to be part of it, I guess. So.
Sure. So you've had a chance to breathe now after the election. Give us an idea, like what it was like going through an election for the first time, like from the time you announced and then you got your campaign going, and what was the experience like?
It was exciting, actually. For me, it was a lot of learning, obviously, a lot of hard work, a lot of talking to people, all stuff that I really, really enjoyed. I learned a lot of things that I thought maybe I knew, but I realized very quickly that I didn't know. I had a lot of support from a lot of people.
Wait, before you say that, when you say you learned things that you didn't know, did you mean about the politics of the city or about elections?
Both.
Okay.
Both, actually. I had never taken the time to open the comp plan or anything like that. So I dove into that. There's a lot of other things that I learned. A lot of history. I'm really into history, so there's a lot of history that I learned from going to events and talking to past council members. Also, Ray and Rexanne, Dennis. They all were very helpful in giving me any information that I asked for. So that was really, really a fun experience for me. And again, like I said, I had so many people. I can't thank the people enough that supported me, volunteered.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did a lot of the legwork because you can't do it all on your own.
Were you surprised with the outcome? Like, do you think you got more votes than you expected? Based on the fact that it was certainly a tough. You were running against 3 veterans, and you had never run before. Not that you were an unknown name, but in politics, a first-time runner is tough to beat. Three. It turned out to be 3 incumbents, even though they weren't technically incumbents. They had been there. They knew how to do that.
Yeah. I honestly, not going through it, I didn't know what to expect. I knew that it was going to take a lot of hard work. I knew that it was going to take a lot of me getting out to meet the people, to ask a lot of questions, to hear all the input. I knew that I was going to have to work harder. I shouldn't say harder because everybody worked hard, but
Sure.
I knew that I was going to have to do a little bit more to get out there who I was. And I think I did everything that I could. Obviously, I didn't win. So you always think, is there more I could have done? I'm always reevaluating what I could have done different or how I could work even harder. So there's that part of it that you continue to think about.
What do you think the outcome of the election? What kind of signal did that send? The residents send to the government?
Well, I think it clearly sent a message that people are ready for a change. I don't think they were 100% maybe ready for the new guy quite yet, but I've gotten a lot of great feedback from people that have said very, very, very nice things about it to you.
Right.
They'll say it behind your back, but I haven't really heard any of that.
No,
so,
not at all.
I was really humbled by the amount of votes, and to get that close just makes you hungrier. So.
Now, last question on that: were you surprised that you came in above Dennis?
Well, as hard as I worked and as much as I did, I wanted, my goal was to be first.
For sure.
You know, and I based on the feedback from the people that I had talked to, I had every thought in my mind that I would be 1st.
Mhm.
I think if you don't want to be first,
You shouldn't run.
you shouldn't you shouldn't be trying, right? So was I shocked, or was I guess I knew I wouldn't come in last, just based on the amount of people that I talked to
Mhm.
and the amount of feedback that I got. I kind of had a feeling that I wouldn't be last, but I was definitely shooting for first.
Awesome. So you're going to run this year for sure, right? I mean, there's no doubt about it.
I thought about it for a couple weeks, and I probably am going to do it.
Now
Yes.
you're involved in other committees though, so people know that, right? You're on committees already. It's not like
Sure.
you're not doing anything.
Yeah. I'm, and I've always been involved in things, but now people are starting to notice it or pay attention to it. I've just signed on to help with the Roar Offshore event that's coming up in October.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm going to be chairing the VIP committee for that, so I'm really excited about that. I'm working with Megan and the people at Lovers Key for their craft beer and food truck event that they're going to do in November, which should be a really fun event. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm doing as much as I can.
Awesome. And I had one other question. It escaped me at the moment, but the council. Oh, here it is. The council comes back. Get my age. It goes in. It goes out. It comes
Mhm.
back. You watch the council meetings now. Well organized. I mean, I'd have to say, if you get elected to that, it'd be nice to get into something like that, where at least when you watch it, who knows what's going on behind the scenes with all the employees and politics of it all. But when you watch what's going on, it's a way different council than we saw a few months ago.
Yeah, to me, it seems to be running much smoother. They seem to be getting to the points much faster. There seems to be more open communication of people willing to learn. And also, it seems like people are willing to give their opinion a little bit more than maybe they were in the last few years. So,
and the council they seem to like each other. They don't always have to agree on everything, but they certainly respect each other.
yeah, you could see it when you watch them. You could tell that they don't always agree, but you could tell that they respect each other and that they're at least willing to learn. There's no finger pointing. There's no you're an idiot kind of thing going on. So it's been a refreshing few weeks.
So what is the date of the wedding?
It's the 21st of June.
21st of June. It's in Marathon, Florida, and tickets are going for how much?
Well, we're going to do a silent auction. We expect to raise about 50 cents. So
You have me going there for a minute.
No,
A silent auction.
no, we've just got some friends and family, some
Nice.
mostly family coming on that haven't had a chance to see. They've obviously been here to visit us, but they haven't had a chance to see, any of the keys. So we're planning hopefully some good things. We think are going to be good things, and it'll be fun adventures for them. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, I'll let you get back to your breakfast, but have you heard anybody else going to run?
I have not, but I'm quite certain there's going to be some people coming out.
Yeah, 3 seats are up.
Yes.
Anita's seat, Joanne, and Bruce. And we know
yes.
Bruce is not running. Joanne will probably run again, I would think.
Yeah.
Anita can't run
Yeah.
because she's term limited for
yep,
now, so
yep.
she has to take some time off. And so that means that we know there's going to be 2 open seats.
Mhm.
And is it a good guess to think that Tracy Gore will run again? If you were a betting man, would you bet $1 on that?
Well, I'm not a gambler, so I don't know.
$1. I'm asking you to bet $1, Dan. Get out of here.
I mean, it's a dollar we could donate to one of the causes.
Or to your silent auction.
Yeah, or to my silent art. I could be the first bidder on my own wedding. That'd be great.
All right, Dan. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Dan Allers, everybody. The next mayor of Fort Myers Beach. All right. Dan is always awesome. Always awesome.
Nice job, dear.
So your guest is not here, it appears. What happened?
Because you told her 10:30.
This show has never been on at 10:30. And if somebody could actually show proof that I said 10:30,
That is what she said.
if somebody could actually show proof that it says 10:30, I will apologize to that.
So she is en route.
Oh, she's on her way.
bicycle.
Oh, Jan's on her bicycle.
Yeah.
So she's totally repaired
I
then
don't
from
know
her
why you
injuries.
yeah.
How far down does she live? Can I ask you a personal question? Something smells delightful
Are
down
you
here.
hungry?
It's like a different kind of barbecue smell than usual. Why is that?
Smoke smell.
It is right.
don't
That's what
know.
it is. A smoky. Can you smell that, folks?
It's not smell-o-vision.
It's very smelly, and it's a good smell. It's not like a dead fish smell. We've had that here. By the way, I did want to talk about, speaking of the dead fish, well, it wasn't dead fish, but it's along those lines. the that big giant. You guys saw the video I posted and the pictures I posted last week of when I was running out on the beach during the daylight
Saw
hours.
that.
You saw that gunk. It appeared that they
Drift
moved it.
algae.
Is that what it is? Drift
Mhm.
algae. That they moved it down toward whatever. It was like 1 mile from Times Square, though, the old pier things that
Mhm.
are still sticking up. And Rexanne had posted. Is that disrespectful now to just call her Rexanne? Should I call her Councilwoman Hossafrost? Is that
Whatever.
more respectful? Anyway, the councilwoman said that they hired a contractor to pick it up and move it. So they are being proactive in terms of getting rid of that stuff. And you know
Yeah.
where they're putting it? Behind City Hall.
Interesting.
And it seems like it hardens when you put it all together. So hopefully the kids aren't climbing on it. Or anything
Maybe
like that.
somebody needs to come up with another use for it.
Yeah.
Like repurpose the
Like
red
if the
drift
kids
algae.
that are 11, 12, and 13 get in trouble, like if they get caught vaping or something, people should be
we go.
allowed to pick up that algae and toss it at them. Now that would be better than dodgeball.
I will
Red
say-
algae coming at you.
I will say I did see some people talking about, that it's tough when you come down here for a vacation and that was on the beach.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, those people are babies. Last weekend, come on.
Dear.
Last weekend when I was here, I ran at a very slow pace. I'm like 12-minute miles. That's how fast I can run them. I ran from here all the way down to the
Gene
pier
could catch you.
in his wheelchair on the sand in the gunk, and all the way down, and it was clear. I mean, it was all the way clear to that mile marker there. So it wasn't that bad. And what do you expect them to do? It's not like they did it.
Who's they?
Whoever you're complaining about, the beach sand was fine. It was just a little bit when the tide brought it in. Stop
No,
complaining,
I
dear.
think it stayed on the well, I'm not
These
complaining.
people,
I'm reiterating.
everything needs to be perfect to these people. It's crazy.
When you go to Disney, do you not want things to be
Do you know
perfect?
where I read something about? I'm glad you brought that up. I read something last week that that Walt Disney said he sat at one of the parks once. It has to be a long time ago because he's been gone a while. He's been gone a few
Yes.
days. He sat on one of the benches and he watched how far it would go. People would walk before they would drop a piece of paper or something, a litter. And did you know that there's a garbage can? I'm going to measure this next time we go. I think it's every 10 feet or every 15 feet. There's a garbage can at Disney. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Because
know
he
that.
sat there from that day and tried to see how long it would be before some loser would drop a piece of paper and litter in his park. Well, you know it. You could eat
Listen.
off the floors. You could eat off the cement at Disney. It's so clean there.
There's a friend of mine who was.
You don't even comment on my stories.
This
That
is
was a great
littering
story.
Someone littered, and he's a big guy. He ran up to them and tapped them on the shoulder and said, "Excuse me, I think you dropped this." And they were like, "Oh, okay, thank you." And they picked it up and put
Well,
it
that
away.
was nice. That was
Yeah.
nice of them to do that.
Yeah.
Jan Fleming is here, ladies and gentlemen, and it was
Hey.
well worth the wait. Jan, take your
Yes.
microphone, and
Thank you for having me.
you are a second timer now.
I am.
And you didn't ride your little red scooter this
No,
time.
I
You're
Yes.
totally healed.
Well, not totally, but I rode my.
I saw you were still
tired.
limping a little.
Just a little, but every day it gets a little better.
Well, we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you're off your scooter and on your bike.
Me too.
And you're here to talk about the film festival,
film
the
fest.
international.
Thank you. Thank you. We added that little I word this year
the sign up.
because our filmmakers come from all over the place. We're so excited. This is our 13th year for the
Wow.
film festival. And we like to think of ourselves as a little con festival.
Yeah,
We do it maybe on a little smaller
scale
venue,
Yeah.
right? But we still make the filmmakers feel at home. A red carpet, an opening ceremony, a meet and greet. We take them out on a dolphin tour. We host a hospitality room for them at Galwing. It's a beautiful room, beautiful view of the back bay, and many local restaurants, including Pete's Time Out, donate food for our filmmakers. So it's a place for them to come between their films or be phenomenal. It really is.
And so tell us the dates that the film festival is going on.
Right. It begins Wednesday, April 24th, and it goes through Sunday, the 28th. We have the film schedule online so that everybody can go to Fort Myers Beach Film Fest, Fort Myers Beach International Film
Yes.
Fest.
FMBIFilmfest.com.
Right, and the entire schedule is there. We have local filmmakers. We have, again, from all over the world. And it's just such a great event on our small island to host.
I was looking online. I couldn't believe how many films that are going to be seen, and it's not a preview; it's the whole
It's
thing.
the whole thing, and a lot of them are
Wow.
short films, so they
Right.
grouped maybe 2 or 3 films into one
Mhm.
viewing. We do charge $8
Mhm.
per viewing, but then there are also different packs, different ticket packets you can purchase.
Yeah, I saw you can get an all-access VIP package,
Right,
or
right.
just a weekend package, so you can pick and choose what works for you. And there's different the short films you spoke of, they're in a package of themselves. There's like
Correct.
5 different packages that go on, and it's from like 3 to 11 at night. Is that
Yes,
correct?
Yes, starting on Wednesday, 3 to 11. And then we go on Sunday until 7, I believe, when we have the award ceremony at Fishtail Marina.
And it's all at the Beach Theater.
It is. And
Wow.
they are just such a welcoming theater. They accommodate us, open up, because they still are open for business.
Wow.
So they keep, I believe, 2 of their theaters for themselves, and we occupy the other 2. So it's such a great community coming together event. There's so many people on this island that either never heard of it, or if they heard of it, they didn't really realize what it was all about. And I tell everyone, because I'm always looking for volunteers, and still am if anyone's interested.
Wink, wink.
But I said, even if you can't volunteer, try to attend one of the movies. It's a whole different world out there.
Right.
The filmmakers and the film industry, and that we can attract them to come to our beautiful island. And, it can open up them wanting to film a movie here or in the area, which makes a huge economic impact.
Yes, and some of them, as you said, it's international now, but some of them are also Florida based
Yes.
and students. There's
Absolutely.
student films that are going to be presented.
Right.
So people can come and see those. And I noticed that many of the films had a little asterisk by them, which means that the filmmakers and sometimes I think the actors are going to be available for questions.
Exactly. Many of the films are followed by a question and answer, which is a really, again, especially if you have someone in the area who's interested in filmmaking,
Yes.
interested in being
Kids,
an
that is
actor.
great.
It is such a great place to, begin or get some info.
Now, in addition to the films that are being previewed, there's also some workshops that are going to go on, right?
Yes, on Friday and Saturday, we have 2 workshops. I believe they're $35
Yep.
each. It includes lunch. And we have filmmakers speaking, and we have a director on Saturday, Alan.
Who's going to do like an acting one, right?
Yes. So
I think you
again,
should take that, dear.
He probably doesn't need any acting lessons, does he?
He needs lessons. He needs lessons.
I have to say, you've really done your research here.
Are you
asking a lot of important and
always
pertinent
That I
so
hope
questions.
I have
shocked.
answers for.
You,
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
don't want to forget to mention the movie at the Mound House for
Yes.
children on Saturday evening. What a
your favorite.
Can I walk down the sidewalk to the Mound House?
That's another.
yeah, that's another
Just
Saturday.
kidding, Anita.
No, so they put out a little. You have some drinks and
She
snacks
likes
that they
drinks.
sell,
I
and it's
like
such a
snacks.
beautiful backdrop.
What's the movie?
It is The Incredibles 2.
Two.
Oh.
Yes. We
Very
love The
kid-friendly,
Incredibles.
yes.
Yeah, and they sit on the hill, and the backdrop's the bay, and I mean it's just
Nice.
The kids have a ball. We have such a good turnout. And so we're hoping, we have a great evening on Saturday, and everyone will show up for that with their children.
Now, Wednesday night of this coming week, you have an event here at Pete's Time Out, correct?
We do.
Did you know that, wife?
I did know that.
I
Yes.
just noticed that actually we do start Tuesday night
right.
at the Lighthouse Tiki Bar. It's a free event. It is an early meet and greet. Not all our filmmakers will be here Tuesday night, but many will. So you can go online and print out tickets, but they are free.
Okay.
And they'll have drink specials. So that's the first event where you can meet some filmmakers. On Wednesday at opening ceremony at 3:00 at the theater, we welcome the public as well. And that's when we have our opening ceremonies. I believe that's at 2
Okay.
on Wednesday. I have to check the schedule. And then the films begin at 3. And then on Wednesday evening, we're here at Pete's Time Out with filmmakers as well.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a lot of events going on. How many people are you expecting?
We expect over 100 filmmakers.
Wow.
Wow.
Right. And, some come over from the East Coast of Florida, come over for the day. Many do, rent rooms. And so that's what we're looking at. And even if they don't do that, they definitely frequent all our establishments. And that's what it's all about.
Well, and if they're coming from China or they're definitely staying.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think so.
So you know what I like about you guys on this beach here? You work your butts off during the off season to make events, come up with events and ideas to keep this beach vibrant. And this event and the Taste of Fort Myers event, and now the boating event, all the events. It's going to get to the point where we don't need those people to come down, do we?
Oh, we never.
Don't say
say
Okay, I'm just
that.
kidding.
Come
I'm just kidding.
on,
Because
come on.
without Jim and Judy, we love Jim and Judy. We love all the people from Ohio. Is there some kind of restriction, like at the gate of the bridge, you're only allowed to come from Ohio and Michigan? It just seems like that's all people are from Ohio and Michigan.
What? Now you're going to make some people angry.
Well,
No,
where else are you
Wisconsin.
from?
Oh, Wisconsin.
Oh, that's true. Wisconsin. Yeah.
Minnesota.
You don't hear
I've
about
met-
many New Yorkers. Not many.
No,
stay on the East Coast.
Okay.
They do. And some people were down here when my mom was here, stopped and talked to me. And they listened from Massachusetts.
Wow. To listen to
they
what?
had- Us.
Oh, stop. You're
I'm not
wishful
kidding
thinking.
you. I hope they're watching today and they chime in
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Facebook.
Well, so how are you doing, by the way, Jan? What's going on with your injury there? It seems like it's taking forever.
Well,
We need to get you a new doctor or something.
He's-
You should be up
He's
running now.
So positive.
I'm on my bike.
I
so
saw
that's
that. That's why I
huge.
thought you were completely healed.
No, not completely. I'm going through physical therapy, so that's good.
Now, what happened? Did you tear your? I forgot already.
I fractured my fibula,
Oh, okay.
and my tibia wasn't where it was supposed to
Oh,
be.
that's some major damage.
So
there.
now
Gotcha.
I have 9 pins and a plate. So I'm like.
And how did you do that?
Superman. I was delivering Christmas cookies to my neighbor, and I slipped on her porch. She had a
Ow.
little puddle of water, and I
Uh-oh.
slipped, and
Those acts
That's all she
slip and
wrote.
falls, slip and falls.
you just want that split second back,
No.
Oh,
I
any
know.
kind of accident.
So speaking of that, one time we were getting a Christmas tree. Remember the Christmas tree that we got? And where did we get that from? Like we lived in Oneonta, New York.
That was
and,
a Charlie Brown Christmas tree because it was free on Christmas Eve.
and I remember grabbing the tree and on the ice and just
And you swiped right out.
ass over belly button, or however you say
Your
that.
feet went up in the
All
air.
the way
your
in
head
the
went
air.
down. The tree.
Luckily,
went
I didn't
flying.
break any fibulas or tibulas or whatever they're called. It
No.
would just look bad because there were a lot of people.
Oh, it
around.
was super
Are you okay?
funny.
Are you okay? You're just embarrassed.
Right.
So
It's just no fun.
no. So do you go to all the council meetings?
No, I do not.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have time to go to all the council meetings.
There are a lot. Do you go just when events are coming up that you're involved in?
Probably.
And you're involved in a lot of stuff, though.
I am, just a few.
That's
I'm
awesome.
retired,
Oh, all right. Well,
You also want to take a moment to mention some of the sponsors
we do.
from
Do we?
the
Are they paid
film
sponsors?
festival. I guess that would be a question for Jan.
I got
imagine.
that, Jan. Dan
Yeah.
will grab that for us.
Yeah.
We got lots of wind here on the beach for you listening on the radio. It's very windy. We had a big
Okay.
day of wind
You
yesterday.
wanna-
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Jan.
Nope, go
Take it
ahead.
away.
Well, Galwang, Sunstream Hotels and Resorts, Lighthouse Resort Inn and Suites, Fort Myers Brewing Company, Margaritaville Resort,
Yes.
Fishtail Waterfront Dining, the Beach Theater, of course, the beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel, and last but not least, our very own chamber.
That's right. So a lot of sponsors. We want
Yeah.
to give them credit for bringing such a wonderful cultural event
Yes.
down to Fort Myers Beach, and hope that everybody gets out there. Go online, buy your tickets. They have little bios underneath all of the films. and that gives you a little snippet about what the film is about. And I know one of them, and I hope I don't get the title wrong, The Boy Hero, St. Jude's.
Oh.
So
Is that film's not out though?
I don't know
right?
if all of the proceeds are going, but some of them, at least.
Is that film out
It's-
yet?
Well, they're I don't know, but they're previewing it at this
Okay.
film festival, and I think it's about a young boy and an older gentleman who meet through the unfortunate circumstance of chemo, and so it's that one sounds
Look
really
at
good.
you all researched up.
I
Wow, you were up
know.
late last
Somebody
night.
is.
Oh no, you're fine.
Well-
I was looking at all of them, and there was
Right.
some very
You know, there's something
for everybody.
everyone.
Yes, all genres are represented.
Exactly. Serious comedy, social issues.
Yes,
I mean,
there was some documentaries
so much
in there. So
Very
there's
nice.
some good ones.
Yeah, we just hope everyone comes out for at least one or two, or enjoy the whole weekend.
Well, that's
Yeah,
an
get your
awesome-
all access VIP pass.
Awesome event. And Jan, thank you so much. And thank you so much for several things, for all that you do on the beach, all your involvement. If it wasn't for people like you,
Mhm.
this beach would be a ghost town during the off
Yes.
season. Tumbleweeds would be flowing through the beach. So
Well,
thank you
please-
for all your time. And
Yeah.
by the way, thank you for coming down on your bicycle after Kim screwed up the time, telling your
Who-
people it was 10:30.
Mm-mm.
So
That was you.
I'm gonna have to go back
It
to
was
the
just a
paperwork.
little
No
miscommunication.
problem. We're glad you made it. Luckily, you
know.
didn't live in Gateway.
No, exactly. I'm only a mile away, so that was
Awesome. Well, you got here in record time on those gigantic wheels you got over
Absolutely.
there.
Have wheels will travel.
Thank you so much, Jan.
Thank
Thanks
you
for coming
so
on.
much.
We'll see you
Thank
at the
you.
film festival. Are you going to be at the Taste of Fort Myers Beach?
Wow, absolutely.
All right,
I'm
we'll see you there,
volunteering,
too.
of course.
Okay.
See you at the movies.
Okay. Thank you very much. Jan Fleming is one of our favorite guests, everybody.
Yay.
Jan Fleming. All right, dear. So, it's a delayed reaction crowd.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's the wind that's causing the
Perhaps.
delayed
Or the
reaction.
time delay, of which must be the reason why she thought you said 10:30.
Time delay? I already changed my clock, so I'm good with that. So, well, anyway, listen, I wanted to tell the story about the
Oh my goodness.
the burnout, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to hold that till
Okay.
tomorrow. We're going to do a
Tomorrow?
special show from the backyard studio tomorrow on Easter Sunday,
I don't know
just
about
to
that.
tell everybody, wish everybody happy Easter. You can show them all the eggs that you've colored, and you can show them all the Easter bunny stuff that you got for your daughter, and all that stuff. And I'll dress up like the Easter bunny. Oh, speaking of that, real quick, at Jean's place yesterday, what did you
Yes.
see? Which was
So
very
there's
nice.
a woman there who is the woman who must do all the decorating, and outside her room was an enormous stuffed Easter bunny, and it had on a vest that had all sorts of glitter on it, and I mean, it was a very well decorated Easter bunny. And then on the back of her motorized wheelchair, she had all sorts of Easter decorations. I mean, she was in it.
Job well done. It
Yes.
certainly was. Real quick, I wanted to mention that you remember we had George the Magician on
Yes.
a couple weeks ago when he was with Brittany. Is that her name? Brittany. I think it's
Brittany
Brittany.
Sparkles.
Oh, you remember the last
Yes.
name too. Brittany was here with him, and you remember they were talking about that she was looking for work because of the permit holdup. They were trying to figure out the permits, which I totally get on the beach because some of the vendors here are acting
And?
like blah blah blah. Anyway, she went before the council this
She
week,
did.
all nervous and everything.
I
She
know,
got
she
up there and
was
did an
nervous.
awesome job,
Yep.
and they gave her a temporary permit, which was cool.
Yay, so she can perform.
She I actually asked her to come on today, but those guys are doing they have something scheduled somewhere else, so maybe we'll get her. Oh, good, the bread's coming. See
The
bread in
carbs
back.
are coming.
Here comes the
the
bread.
carbs are coming.
And so she got her permit. Wanted to mention that because she's been on the show, so
Yes.
she'll be on the show in a future date. But next week we're going to have the full hour dedicated to the mayor. So if you have questions for the mayor, we haven't had her on since she was one of our first guests
Yes,
back
she
in the
was.
day, back in earlier episodes. She's coming back, and she said she's going to come on and have some fun. She said she wanted to come
Great.
on and have some fun. So that'll be fun. So we'll see you guys in 1 week, and thank you. And tomorrow we're going to be live from the home studio
That's an iffy thing.
to talk about the burnout. If you ever got burned out, you want to tune in to tomorrow. This is called a tease.
It's a great uplifting.
Right. If you ever
Easter.
got, I've never gotten burned out. So that's, you can see where it's going there. And I wrote about it, and I got tired of listening to, I don't want to give it away. So,
All right, then
yeah.
shut.
All right, everybody. Thank you all. We had a big crowd today. We appreciate you all. We love you all. Well, I don't love everybody, but you know what I mean. We
Thank
got to
you.
go. Are you not dancing it out today? Oh, we